G'day friends, welcome to Mermay Day 5. Happy Saturday, happy weekend, wherever you are. It's a really beautiful day here today. It's really sunny and hot, so I'm just going to get to the gym and also maybe go and sit by the pool with Steve for a few minutes. I'm not quite sure. I tend to get very, very freckly in the summer, so I don't love to tan. But today's project is actually super simple. It's a great way to de-stash some of these scrapbook papers that you might have laying around. This wasn't laying around. I actually found this scrapbook paper pack at Michael's. It's like a mermaid nautical themed one. It was on super sale for like $3 or something. So I picked it up and just circle punching with my Fiskars circle punch, just some circles. And I had made one of these for the kind of like teaser I did on Instagram for MERMAY, and I just thought it was so simple and such a great way to use up some paper products that I thought, why not share it? Even though it is super simple. So this is just my de-stash project. All you really need to do is grab some papers and a circle punch. You can cut out the circles if you want, and then just grab your paper. I'm using double-sided tape, just like regular 3M, like double-sided tape. You could use a tape runner, you could use glue as well. The thing I like about the double-sided tape is if you put it down in strips, the scales kind of stay open at the bottom, so you can slot other things underneath, which you'll see comes in handy at the end when I want to change my mind on something. So what you're just going to do is, depending on how big your paper is, you're just going to lay the circles across. Start from the bottom and work your way up. That way the scales will overlap each other. You do want the circles to touch when you're putting down your first layer, maybe even slightly overlap a little bit. And then when you're going up to put your second row on, you want to fill in the space so that how am I best going to explain this? The center of the circle is at the intersection of the other two circles underneath it. I think it's self-explanatory from what you can see, but basically you just want to cover the gaps. And I've taken a very rigid approach to it and tried to keep it very symmetrical and all very in line and in place. But you could make them really wonky as well too. I think this would actually look pretty fun with oval shapes, or with even like jagged cut kind of, maybe even torn pieces of paper. It might have this really beautiful effect. I really do love doing lots of 3D paper projects. I haven't done that many this year, if any, I believe. So this kind of speaks to that part of me that really just likes to get creative with paper sometimes and not worry too much about drawing. Even in putting my little design element on top, I just use one of my fragments from the Merfolk packs. I do have a few packs available, maybe? I don't know. I probably should have checked before I did the voiceover. I'll leave the link to my shop down below. If they're not available, they will become available again. And I also have a bunch that I want to say are pretty much like this. See how the registration's a little bit off? I call them factory rejects. So I'm going to have a big studio spring cleaning garage sale on my Etsy store. So I will list a lot of this stuff for like super sale and just try to clear out my studio a little bit and get ready for the summer and all the big projects that I have. There's just too much stuff going on and I don't have enough hands or enough time to be able to put all of it into a journal as much as I'd love to. Remember, it's not hoarding if it ends up in a journal, but if it doesn't, it's hoarding. So I definitely need to get rid of that, and I thought the best way would be to share it a little bit orange grab bag style. So if you remember those from last year, I'm just going to put a bunch of stuff, including like lots of fragments. I even have like sample stamp sets that never actually made it into production, but they were the first samples I received from when I tried a new company. I'm going to put some of those in bags. It's just going to be like a lucky dip. So I'll explain more about that when I come to do it. I also have my MD 10th anniversary white grid notebook giveaway that I'm still working on. I think I've kind of finalized what I want to do for it, so hopefully I'll release that to you next week and we can all get on that together. But yeah, for the rest of this project, basically it's super simple. I thought one of the most interesting things to do in this, if you're going to put it in a journal or maybe cover the front of your book with it maybe, is to slot in little circles of writing paper, like little note cards, ruled note cards is what I use from Target. Just because then they give you a place to do a little bit of journaling. So I just put some quotes on there that I thought might be fun, and in the end I thought it would just be better to have one quote, not two, so I ended up slotting in an extra scale down the bottom, which you'll see me do in a second. But basically, note to self, mermaids, don't lose sleep over the opinion of shrimp. I feel like that's very true. But yeah, so that's something, and I like the never let anyone burst your bubble. So I think that's just fun little quotes to look at today. But the main purpose of this mermaid piece was just to give you a bit of a fun de-stash project if you've got lots of spare papers lying around, or maybe you're looking for a fun and interesting way to decorate a page that won't take you a bunch of time, because this was a very quick project. I feel like in total I spent maybe 25 minutes doing this. So yeah, if you've got a circle punch, or even if you don't, you can just cut out circles, or I don't know, go for gold, use confetti. Anyway, I hope you had fun watching. I'll be back for Mermaid tomorrow. I'm going to try and get Steve in the voiceover for tomorrow, so that should be good, fun, and long, and hilarious. Alright, thanks for watching, bye!